help brands, we're actually working with a number of different agencies and companies to figure out how to bring brands into the mobile environment. And mobile actually is a really ideal environment for brands. Unlike the internet where there's 5 tabs and 6 chat windows open and all these other kinds of things going on, in mobile you really have complete user attention. And so the campaigns that we've been able to run on mobile devices, especially on devices like the iPhone and Android, where you can do rich media and video and all those kinds of things, have been extremely effective and have actually caused a measurable lift in a number of the brand attributes that they care about. So we've been working really hard to educate the brands in terms of how they can bring their message to mobile. So I think there's sort of two parts to that question. One is creativity and interactive advertising in general, so online, for example. And I think that we talked a lot about the fact that there really needs to be more done. There needs to be more ad units and more interesting ideas that come out there. I think just a simple example of the Apple ad units where they took, they have the sidebar and the top bar and they're kind of interacting with each other is something that really caught people's attention. And so more forward thinking like that will be necessary. In the context of mobile, there's a great deal that can be done. I mean, I was just talking about this, but you have to think on these devices, on these touch screens, you can actually get a heat map of where people are touching your ad and see what's going on. People can they're actually touching your ad. They can throw it across the screen, they can shake it and break it, they can do all kinds of interesting things. And the amount of creativity and much more, they can throw it over to somebody who's across the room because we will know they're both in the same location. So there's a lot of creative things that have not yet been thought of. We're transparent with our numbers because when we started the company, it was pretty clear that nobody really thought much of mobile. There was no data out there. Nobody could say, well, how big is mobile? Is anybody even using it? I mean, most people didn't have data-enabled phones, and if they did, they didn't use it to browse the mobile web. And what we started noticing was there really were meaningful numbers, and we started putting how many ads served we put on our homepage. That still remains. We have this ticker that's live that just says how many ads we've served. Right now it's about 65 billion impressions. I think that it's really the fact that our industry is so young, that mobile advertising is such a young industry, has presented a real challenge. We have a lot to do as a company, so we're sort of both a small company while at the same time really being the leading company in our business. And so there's a lot of things that are expected of us. We've built and launched an analytics product, for example. That needs to be iterated on. We've done iPhone stuff. Now we need to do Android stuff, and then soon there'll be Palm. And we need to make sure that it works very well for performance advertisers, and they're able to get a very good ROI via our self-serve tools, while at the same time we have the creative tools to allow brand advertisers to really tell the stories they want. I mean, I think it is a combination of technology and design. Just the iPhone, which is a device that completely changed the mobile industry, is a very good example of a combination of technology and design. So we need that element or that device or that function within our own industry, right? That combination of technology and design that's really going to bring people who have previously been spending all of their money on TV to start thinking a lot more about digital. And I don't think we've gotten there yet, but I think that it's going to be an interesting opportunity, especially given the coming years. People are going to be willing to experiment and try more things, that everyone is thinking about the same questions. When we build our ad units, and we're a technology company, so when we build our ad units, we're very sort of functional. So on the iPhone, for example, we have an ad unit that clicks to video, you've got an ad unit that clicks to the App Store, you've got an ad unit that clicks to a landing page, and we sort of describe the ad units by what they do. What we're working on right now is actually trying to reinvent them a little bit and think, well, this is one way to describe it, but why don't we talk about an ad unit that is for a movie release? What would that look like? If there was an ad unit for a movie release, maybe it would show a video for 30 seconds, and then post you would be able to find a theater that's right next to you, and then you'd be able to buy tickets, all within the same ad unit. We'd be able to measure all of it. And this is because we actually need to start thinking about who's buying this ad unit and what it's for. And actually we have all the pieces, right? It's like we have all the Legos, we've built them all, we've said, well, we've got click to video, and we've got click to this and click to that. But if you actually put them all together and package it in a way that's easy to use for the end customer, I think it's going to actually make a really big difference. And retail is the same, autos is the same. There's a number of things that I think we're going to be able to do and even for our performance advertisers. So we have some advertisers, all they want to do is distribute an application in the App Store itself. That's a performance ad buy. And their concern is we want to buy on a CPA basis. We don't want to pay per click, we want to pay per install. So we're working on how we do that, right? And so that would be an ad unit for application developers. And so I think that rather than thinking about what's the pricing going to be, what's the creative going to be, what's the ad unit going to be, where's it going to link to, is it going to do, I think what we actually start to need to do is think about things a lot more holistically and say, well, who's buying it?